working on the 8 martial palms of the Jiang Rong Qiao Baguazhang system. First, what I will do is I'll go through them, standing in place. The first one is lifting palm, and with lifting palm, what you want is the hand palm up, where you're actually sort of rotating the forearm from the elbow so that your index finger is pad up to the ceiling. So when you open your hand, your whole palm is up facing the ceiling. So with the opposite hand, so the lead hand is reaching out. The guard hand, the rear hand, you want, if possible, to have the palm as close to the elbow or under the elbow as possible. And one of the main things that we do to switch is what's called threading. So to switch sides, backwards and forwards, you thread one hand underneath to the wrist if possible. You want to reach underneath because this is an attack, this is also a pin and a trap and a lot of other things. But one of the main reasons why you want this is because what it does is it helps open the back and pull the scapula forward so that when you reach out and you spiral and you thread back and forth, your scapula stay in position, they stay open, right? So this is my scapula closed. If I try and do this, I can't reach out. My scapula are actually open and pulling around my rib cage to the side, and then I can reach properly. And I can also spiral my entire arm structure. So lifting palm, literally as if you're lifting up plates on your hands. So threading with lifting palm. Number 2 is covering palm. So from lifting palm, if you have one hand underneath the elbow, underneath the arm, and you roll the hands over, right? And basically what you're doing is you're spiraling, you're articulating from the elbow through to the fingers. The upper arm does not really move, right? So if you're doing this from the side and you roll over and then you push the knife edge of the hand and the wrist bone sort of forward and out a little bit on both hands while the thumb reaches down, you have covering palm. And this is the second of the martial palms. So threading with this is the same. You bring the wrists together, you turn a little off to the side, you reach off to the side, which gives you a natural space to let the inside guard hand drop down. So just threading back and forth, covering palm. Number 3 is one that is everywhere in every Baguazhang system, pretty much in the trunk branches, is green dragon stretches claws. So from covering palm, you basically reach up, you do wild goose loose flock, and again wild goose loose flock is rightfully named because you want to, again, index the fingers in such a way where you can hook the thumbs, but what you're really doing is you're pressing the wrists together, and you got to remember that there's a ton of acupuncture points in the wrist alone, and you're also massaging the front and back of the wrist and tendons on both sides of the wrist when you do this. So with green dragon stretches claws, when you are threading, it's the fingers, right? So like with lifting or with covering palm, like you want to go underneath the elbow, by the elbow, and then you reach up, you drop the inside hand into the crook of the elbow, just below the elbow, and you press both sides of the hand forward. So some systems have it where you actually press the palm forward into the circle. In the Zhang system, you're pressing the edge like a scimitar or a shamsir. You're pressing this sword blade into the circle. Right? So the wild goose loose flock, again, you want to make sure that you can look underneath the triangle, the crux of the forearms. So when you're doing this, you want to be able to reach up high enough so that you can actually look underneath the wrists. When you come down, you want to be able to look through the thumb and the forefinger. And again, it's not something where you're grabbing with the fingertips. You want to expand into the fingertips to engage the tendons and the fascia through the hand. So from Marine Dragons versus Claws, we go into embracing palm. Embracing palm is like taking standing stake, basic embracing pose and standing stake, and then you drop one hand below the other where the thumbs line up with the wrist. And this is how you ascertain, this is how you discern that you have the right structural alignment. And the arms are round, just like you were doing embracing post in place, but you reach one hand underneath. You can spiral, you can lift, you can press the thumbs forward into the circle so that they're at an angle while you're walking the circle. Or you can press the backs of the hands out. Threading with number 4 with embracing post again is like a variation of wild goose loose flock. Instead of reaching up, you're pressing out through the wrist, through the bones, and you're dropping. The bottom hand lifts up on the outside. You bring the wrists together, you turn, you drop the inside hand. So lift the bottom hand on the outside, turn, drop the inside hand. The inside hand lifts on the outside, you turn, and you drop. Turn, wrists together, inside hand drops. So number 5, chopping palm, Pijuan, is very different again. Here with chopping palm, what you're doing is it's literally like you're going to chop with an axe. So what you want, though, is you want the arm to be almost straight. You want, again, the knife edge of the hand pressing down. You want to expand, you want to reach into the fingers and expand the fingers while you tuck the meat of the moon of the palm downward and out, so that you have this chopping motion. You develop this sharp chopping motion when you reach out and drop. So Pijuan, again, chopping, and you can sit, right? So in place, just threading up. Again, you do wild goose loose flock, and you roll the hands in, right? So here I'm rolling the palm of the inside hand onto my forearm, which presses the Lao Gong onto the meridian, San Jiao point, right by the artery, and then you drop down. So up and drop down, up and drop down. And the point here is not, it's not have it round like number 4, but to come out with the arm not locked out, but reaching out and really almost straight as possible without locking the elbow. So for number 5, we go into Yao Palm. And Yao is like a combination of big wuji, like you're doing standing stake. The bottom hand is big and round, like you're doing the first posture of our standing stake. And the second hand is like you take one of those palms and you reach all the way across the body so that the hand reaches up in front of the face. The trick here is to get the upper arm to scrape against the torso so that you pull the shoulder open so that you can anchor your structure and spiral your forearm and your hand properly while maintaining the roundness in the bottom arm. So you're reaching across the body, and to thread with this, it's just you draw in that lower hand, that lower arm, and you cross. You turn again, very much like number 4, but a little bit closer to the body because of how tight that spiral is with the upper hand. That inside arm then drops down. And again, it's important to get the structure and to get the expansion through the arms so that you have the roundness when you drop the arm and it doesn't collapse against your body. You want to always reach for the expansion, the roundness in your structure through your bones by expanding your shoulder blades and reaching into your elbows, but not pushing out sideways. So with that lower palm and doing Yao Palm, number 6, you reach up, turn, keep turning, and you drop the inside hand to the outside of the leg. The top hand spirals. Ideally, you want to try and pretend that you're turning the thumb all the way out so that you really, really open up the tendons. Here, again, lifting the bottom arm, turning, and the turn creates space for the other arm to open up. So you lift the bottom arm so it's on the outside. So when you're coming across, and you're turning, the turning and having the structure, having the roundness, creates the space, and then you close, or you anchor into the spiral and the roundness at the same time. So you lift, turn, drop. Lift, turn, drop the inside hand, maintain the roundness, and you're sort of, that bottom hand is sort of digging down. You're just going to use the index finger. It's like you're drilling, but you stop the finger here, but the arm keeps going. Not sort of one, so if you play with that and you drill all the way out, or you press all the way out, then you get into the stretch and the expansion of bear palm. Right? But here what you want is, you want that expansion without rotating and spiraling the palms out. So you have that expansion, that big expansion in the lower arm, and then you just lift, right? If you're going to do each arm individually, it's like you're turning, coming back to Big Wu Ji, and then reaching across the body with the other arm. That's another way to work on the transition of this, right? Number 7, right? So from Yao Palm, going to Willow Leaf Palm. And Willow Leaf Palm, again, is very similar to how we thread with Green Dragon Stretch's claws. And again, it's important to understand that it's not like a karate chop. This is where, again, you're having the fingers really, really straight, and it's this part of the hand structure that you're pushing outward, right? Not pushing the palm out, but it's almost like you're pushing the heel of the palm out, but then you're turning the hand. And that causes the bones to rotate and the arms to curve in such a way that you have the arch for structural integrity. And you want to remember that you're not tucking your thumb in across. You're keeping the thumb tucked to the side of the hand so that it's out of the way. And again, this is something that you can do against the wall, where you catch yourself with the fingertips and you roll into Willow Leaf Palm. So it's like doing a push-up against the wall, but you put your fingertips and then you roll and you drop to practice that sharp snapping power in Willow Leaf Palm. So Willow Leaf Palm, again, you're threading underneath the arm, much like Green Dragon Stretch's claws. Inside hand drops the elbow, and you push that side of the hand. You push the fingers up and the side of the hand out. And after number 7 comes number 8, Monkey Offers Fruit. And Monkey Offers Fruit is very unique. One way to condition the hand for this is to literally hold the arm open. Is to just hold the arm for, watch a TV show or watch a movie and time yourself 5 minutes each side, right? To just let the body relax into having the hands open. Because this is a big thing, because one of the things that you're doing when you're engaging the hand this way, you're pulling on the big tendons inside the wrist, and you're opening the hand in such a way that it will draw a lot of blood to the hand and the fingertips. So it's really beneficial for blood flow. And one of the things you want to remember, is that you're not holding the arms against the body. You have this angle, you have this triangle in here that's created when you have the proper structure of the hands. You want to try and get the forearms together if you can, right? Again, when I first started learning, I could barely do this, right? So a gauge of how open your back is being able to pull the hands open. Right? Pull the hands open, keep the fingers sort of straight, and the space. You're not sort of like sitting on top of the hands, but you have them out. So this is to absorb, right? Among other things. It's really, really, really sneaky because it fits right into natural human instinct of covering, keeping safe, and dropping, and you can drop right into monkey office root. So the drill for this is just spearing the hands out, turning, pulling in. Spearing the hands out, sweeping around, pulling in. Spearing out, sweeping around, pulling. Spear out, sweep around, pulling. Sweep around, pulling. And those are the martial poses of Jiang Rong Qiao.